We've been running the SawStop Jobsite Pro Table Saw in the van for our installs for the last 5 years, and I'm actually taking that saw out of the van. I'm going to tell you why and show you what I'm replacing it with. Here's the van. We have it all set up with our boxes, all of our tools, and it's changed over the years, and we're always trying to improve the space, sort of how we load in and out. And the most recent change was this stack here. So we have all of our Stack Tech boxes and this sort of cubby system, and the table saw lives back here. So you can see, here's the SawStop Jobsite Pro. Great saw. It's a full-size job site table saw, and it's on a mobile cart, so it's pretty big. So it's a little tough to get out because we need to move all of these boxes. So we're going to replace this with the newer SawStop Compact Jobsite Table Saw. It's going to make loading this out of the van a lot easier, loading it into the van a lot easier, and I'm thinking we can maybe even just hang it right on the side of this cabinet. Here is the new SawStop Saw. So you can see, much more compact. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take the larger saw home. I'll set it up at my house. That way I have a table saw at home, which is something that I've definitely needed. And I can run here to the shop, but it's a lot easier to have it right there at home. So nice compact saw, relatively light. It's not chintzy, but it's light enough to carry, with one person. It has a handle right here where you can actually pick it up and carry it. It's I wouldn't say it's like a briefcase, but it's definitely manageable. Sort of like the weight of a good miter saw, I would say. Has this sort of cage construction. So sort of a roll cage on the bottom that's integrated to metal parts all around. So it's not like a fully plastic saw, which you see a lot. It's a lot of metal in here. You have your leveling feet. You've got your cord wrap, stuff like that. And it's pretty simple. So you have the top of your saw and you have your fence. Right now it's in the stowed position. So this is where you keep the fence when you're, transporting the saw. So we can actually pop this off. So you just depress those buttons. These little latches come off. And you see we have a little slot here. So the slot, when you're in storage, goes onto this pin here. And there's one on this side as well. And then when we set up the saw, we set it up here. And we set it up right here. I'm working blind here. And there's our fence. So nice aluminum fence, nice and flat. We have a rack and pinion adjustment here, something you've probably seen on a lot of saws this size, which is really nice. You could dial in your dimensions nicely. Have a nice cursor here. So this locks by depressing there, and you unlock. So it's locked right now. Pull it out to unlock. This will go out to a little over 24 inches, which is plenty for us. So the table saw only comes out on installs every once in a while. It's something that you need to have in the van, but typically when the table saw comes out, it means something sort of went sideways and we're either fabricating something on site or making a cut that we probably should have figured out in the shop. So we don't need a ton of capacity because typically we're working with small pieces. So 24.5 is plenty. These, I was unsure what they were when I first opened up the saw. This is actually a stop for the fence. So this fence is aluminum, and this has SawStop technology. So if your blade is up and the saw is running, and you adjust this fence into the blade, you're going to set off the brake. So it's a little stop. So we don't want to do that. So these wings will actually hit the fence, and it stops it at about 7/16 of an inch. So you can bypass that by pressing it. You don't have to press it all the way, just a little bit, and then you can creep up on your dimension and then lock your fence. Fence has a high-low setup. So over here, locked down, we have this low fence. So this actually folds down, and now you have good access if you're ripping small stuff, either by hand, or you could use the built-in push stick here, or your own push stick. This stores nicely right here. I'd like to maybe make one out of wood that's the same shape so I could store it there. And this also acts as a support. So let's say we were doing a bigger rip. Right now this is too high, and let's say you had just this fence, your piece could actually push down here. So you take this and you can set it in this lower position. So we have a slot right here on the screw. So now these are coplanar, so you have support for a wider piece. So that's definitely a nice feature. You know, we had a Delta Unisaw way back when that had that high-low fence feature, and it's something that you use a lot. It's really good for site work because you tend to do stuff that's sort of a little bit sketchy on site. Over here is the control. So this is you know, typical of most saw stops. We have our power button here, so that's off and on. Have our status lights. So SawStop gives, I would say, the best manuals out of any machine I've ever bought, and they give you a chart that tells you what all these lights mean. So if you have a solid green and a flashing red, or two solid lights, it tells you what all those mean. So that's your master on-off, and here's your paddle switch. This saw, like all the SawStop saws, is able to go into a bypass mode. So you do that by holding this. You wait until you get one red flash, turn it on, and then you wait for one more red flash. You can release this, and then you're in bypass. So times that you would use bypass, if you were cutting aluminum, if you were cutting anything that was conductive, you want to put it in bypass mode because, as you can see, if I touch this blade, the saw knows that there's something conductive touching, and it will set off the brake. So you could cut through nails. I've done it before. You actually need to be touching the thing that is conductive. Like, it needs to be grounded. So there's no risk there. I've heard a lot of people talk about that, say, oh, you know, if I cut through a brad, I'm going to set off the brake. That's not the way it works. It needs to be grounded. So you would actually have to be touching that nail when you cut through it. We use bypass mode for cutting aluminum and brass and stuff like that. So great to have. You can see that status light is doing its job. We have our bevel control here and our blade height control. So this is similar to the Jobsite Pro, where you squeeze and then you could tilt. And then we have a micro adjust here, which is nice. Take a look inside the saw. So this comes with a zero clearance insert. We just lift this little lever here, we can pull it off. And it's equipped with a riving knife. One thing that I love about SawStop saws are that the riving knife comes off very easily, which you know, we tend to take them off for specific cuts. So you just lift this out, lock this back down, you're good to go. And you know, it's pre-adjusted, or the adjustment stays. So I've had riving knives where when you take them off, you put them back on, you have to get everything readjusted. This one goes right back in the same spot. So that's great. We have our brake down here. So this is for a regular blade, and then you can get a dado brake as well. And this is really well enclosed, so they have some of this fabric here. It's all encapsulated, so you should get really good dust collection on this. And you're keeping all of this stuff protected. You know, you have your nice Acme thread here and the trunnion, and you know, you want to keep any debris from on the job site, grime getting up in there, and you know, really help with that dust extraction. Here at the back of the saw, there's some onboard storage for tools and accessories. So we lift up this little latch, this drops down, and it actually comes off, which is nice. So we have a blade guard here. So that goes right into your riving knife slot, a little miter gauge, and there's some wrenches in here as well. Really nice. It just hooks in, folds up, and it stays on its own. But then we latch it down. So if I didn't show, the wrenches are up here at the top. Allen key and 2 wrenches for changing your blades. And the access for changing out the brake is actually on the side here. So gives you full instructions, which is nice. SawStop's very visual with the instructions. So if you activate the brake, it tells you how to replace it. So we can make a rip, see how it performs. Have a little piece of pre-fin plywood right here, something that we would typically be working with on site. So let's set this to, say, 3 inches. Can lock it down. Got our blade height set. Give it a whirl. Nice clean cut. This is a 10-inch saw, which is nice. A lot of saws this size come with an 8.5-inch blade, so we have full 10-inch blade here. Gives us the cutting depth that we want. So first impression, looks like a great saw. Nice and compact. It's going to fit nicely in the van. So very happy with it, and looking forward to using it on site. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know what you think about this saw. And if you haven't seen our review on the Jobsite Pro, we posted that a while back. Maybe we'll link that in the description. So check it out, and we'll talk to you next week.